Breathless. This one's been on my list for quite a while, but some stuff got in the way. Stuff like purple maps, green maps, black wall maps. But this first fight here, it's actually legitimately tough, and but I think it's a lot better if you spend some rockets on those upper chain gunners. Then they can stop sniping you. You can focus really well on the revs, move well, and shouldn't be too bad. Go ahead and press that switch. This wall takes a while to lower, so I press it and then go ahead and grab some supplies. Now, discharge file. He's gonna revive some of those chain gunners that you just shot at. And come here and just rocket some stuff. And elastic collision gave me a delicious face rocket. And just clean up a little bit with chain gun. Give this guy 3 rockets. And we got this little SSG trap. So for this, I'd like to just let stuff spawn in a little bit and then rocket them down. See, this fight right here, you can actually control how fast it goes. Where the next fight it's on a timer, so there's really no rush to that fight. So you might as well use rockets here and just SSG down the stuff in the next area. You'll see. And just go ahead and grab those rockets while I'm doing this situation. That rev is stuck, which is hilarious. Rockets happen to push him up there. And then you get pushed up even more because the SSG didn't kill him. And we got some imps here to let you know that you're going in the right direction. There's a little box here. You get a lot of stuff that just spawns in, kind of trying to overwhelm you here. I like to blow up those barrels. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. Probably not much, but why not, right? The black ones are barons now. I appreciate all the new palettes for these enemies. You'll see the favorite one is the Kako. That's the popular one. I don't know if you noticed the chain gunners are actually blue instead of red now. But he did the same color changes as for the barons and the revs in entropy. You might remember. All right, now we're gonna fast forward this because that thing takes a little bit to lower. So press that switch, jump out to the secret soul sphere. You get the telefrag and arch file, and we got to turn around and rocket the second one. Makes this fight a lot easier if you know about that secret. And this guy didn't die, so I decided to meme around with the chain gun a little bit. Did kill him pretty quickly. And I like to get some rev missiles to hit that cyber, but he in-fought. And then also, me being there for way too long, those cackles came out and blocked me from jumping out here. But if you're quick enough, you should be able to just jump out there with no hassle. Now this lift, we're gonna ride our way up. We're gonna get to the white key. This fight is pretty tough. I like it a lot though, in the fact that it's infighting rockets. I mean, I always complain when I get hit by them. I do hate getting hit by them because I always feel dumb when it happens. But I like this kind of test of awareness because these guys stay all the way on the outside, so there's no way you're just gonna like circle strafe out this fight or like pull stuff to the center or whatever. The block lines, you might see this kind of thing in the floor lighting up. Yeah, all of that. So surrounding all of that, they don't let the enemies get to the center. So working our way around these guys. When it gets to a certain point and it's kind of a low amount of Hell Knights. Oh, that was close. That rocket. I saw that and I had to move pretty quickly to avoid that. If you listen to me on stream, I always freak out when an infighting rocket is like that close to me. You can just hear like 2 years worth of trauma from those things coming out of my voice. Well, about this point is the last couple cybers. Maybe just a little bit more of the infighting, and then I typically just go in and start killing them with plasma, and then I'll just rocket down the Hell Knights. That guy is stuck up against the monster block line, which is hilarious. Very cool. Now, when the cybers die early, which I've actually had all 4 of these cybers die like very early, it's good for survival, but you're going to be doing a lot of cleanup in here. You're not going to have any rockets when you leave this place. But there's actually a lot of plasma, and I kind of wish I thought of that during a lot of my attempts, because I could be cleaning up with plasma, because there's so many cells that I don't feel like riding the lift up here to get. Now, something really interesting about this area is if you look out here, you see those circular structures coming out of the ceiling there? Cybers shoot rockets out this window. They hit that wall, and they actually splash Manx in a fight that's going to happen like 25 minutes from now. Hopefully I'll remember to call it out, but they actually wake up Manx, and so it's always variable when you get to that fight, what Manx are woken up and which ones are not, and it's because of this fight. Cybers can reach them. Maybe something else in the fight, in the map also affects it, but this is the most obvious thing I could find. Now I drop down into some arachnotrons. You can actually kill these guys before you go up to the fight. You can, because they're lowered, you can just shoot the walls and splash damage them if you really wanted to. But at the same time, up top, that thing with the Manx, you could potentially shoot rockets and kill Manx in a fight that happens like forever from now. But regardless, what I like to do around here is, after I've left this fight and let the Cybers deal with everything, I just go and press that switch, which you need the white key for. Work around this guy a little bit. Just gotta be careful, because also the sniper all the way up top. And I just gotta get out of there. And then we get the BFG. So, this is something oh, and I grabbed that soul sphere by accident. Didn't mean to. I like to save it for later on during the fight. Now, this is something that always annoys me in fights, is when you have archviles that are like up on a ledge like that you have to rocket or BFG down under pressure. I really don't like that kind of fight design, so mappers, take notes. Because if you're just like trying to auto aim up at an archvile running back and forth and you're under pressure, it's really annoying. But it's completely different if it's like you don't have to kill the archvile, or maybe it's like clean up after some incidental combat. You can just wait for them to target you. But yeah, it's pretty rough in this instance, because they have quite the range and how far they can see you. The Barons and Cacos put a lot of pressure on you. Kind of what makes those archviles and revs extremely dangerous. Now, the best case scenario for this fight is if you can manage to just kill the archviles in the first like 20 seconds, which only happened to me a couple times. Then you can just focus down the revs. They'll be gone, and you have like so much freedom to work around these guys, and you'll take a mega to the next area, and it's really nice. But we don't live in a perfect world. But this is pretty good though, the way it worked out in this run. I think the attempt right before this, you'll see me in the Twitch VOD, you'll see me trying to aim at an archvile, and then I was just getting chipped down all the way throughout the fight. But at this point, it's just a little bit of cleanup. Big monster count in all these fights. Yeah, I got in there. I was a little greedy, trying to be fast. Oh, and I did change a setting in general here. Actually, I can show you. So, under quality of life, there's an option now, boom weapon auto switch. I turned it to no. And now, I don't think it works every time, but because it doesn't feel like it works every time, but now when I run out of BFG, I won't always just auto switch to a different gun. And I think it's gotten rid of the whole thing where you're out of BFG and then you try to switch to it again. It's empty and it switches out. I don't really know the details on that. I just changed it and didn't play around with it too much. But anyway, now this next part, we got a little Simon Says with archviles going. From all these teleporters here. It's kind of nice to bring some cells for this and for the part right after. Oh, and Cacos. It's like foreshadowing something that happens a long time from now. But yeah, Cacos slowly spawning in. Doing this. Oh, there's another one. Whatever. Anyway, when you step here, and you get 2 archviles up top. And that was interesting. I got zapped up. So I actually triggered archviles that are supposed to come up in the 3rd floor. I got zapped over to trigger. It's quite something. There is a Berserk and a Mega Armor here, though, if you came out of the other fight with bad health. Yeah, and then also managed to trigger these guys. I forgot about them. I guess I assumed that they were already dead. I was just completely disoriented after that one zap. But that's done. Cool looking area. I really like the ceiling detail in there. And we drop down. There's 60 cells in that little spot there. 1 extra shot. Gotta appreciate the visuals here. We'll get to see some of that because we'll be revisiting some older areas. Look at all that stuff up in the sky. Beautiful textures here. He's also got a play pal, a palette swap. Different blues. Yeah, there's your blue cacos. I forgot to point them out. And dark blue cybers. So these guys, they're just full health cybers. We don't have the low health cybers quite yet. Not until Fractured Worlds. That's Secret Berserk. Don't forget about that. It's kind of an easy secret to forget because there's a lot of other health here. Yes, you gotta. I also gotta take that teleporter so I can take the cells that are up top. I feel like it's too much to think about to try to get those cells during the fight. Got some incidental pain elementals here just to use up some of your ammo, I guess. Getting greedy with the SSG. But get to clean up the last few lost souls. Yeah, this guy would not die. Oh, the pellets just like wrapped around him and didn't touch him at all. Same with him. Next up, we can 2-shot this guy. At Arachnotron's likes to step forward. He actually comes. Oh man. Oh, I just realized A1's screwed up 2-shotting a Cyber Demon. Oof. But yeah, that Arachnotron starts like up here and then walks all the way down to that Cyber, and you can like completely distract yourself and get yourself killed if you're worrying about that guy too much. But let's go ahead and take out this guy before we start the fight. So when I hit this switch, Cyber's gonna come up that sniper. Cyber's over there, and there's Hell Knights and Barons back there. Also to my left and up top, there's a lot of Cacos and Pain Elementals, but they don't come out until you shoot. So what I do is I kind of sit here for just a minute, not too long. I try to just get the little bit of infighting, but typically 1 Cyber, maybe even 2, will step forward here. So maybe just a few more steps, I'll get in there. Get in their phases. And I just want to kill the Cybers just as soon as possible, focusing all my tracers on them, nothing else. Also got to be aware of this guy. A lot of rocket traffic. Yeah, this map has a lot of Cyber Demons. It's typically Nirvana's fight design. But at this point, now you're just cleaning up. Just gotta move quickly still, because fireballs can add up. Typically down to some low health here. Down to the hundreds. Grabbing medikits and stuff. Oh, and I would highly recommend that at some point during this fight, you go over and press the switch. So right now, it's just cleaning up. So behind me, there's a switch over here. You need to press that now because it takes 20 seconds to lower the wall to get out of here, unless you want to wait like this demo does. Go do it as soon as you take control. Cleaning up all these pain elementals and Cacos. Something that Caligon does when he does this fight is he does it's like what I'm doing back there waiting for the Cyber, except in the meantime he's cleaning up some of these guys. Actually, come to think of it, I wonder when he deals with the Sniper Cyber. I don't remember now. I just remember him killing these until the cybers get close. But anyway, this part is done, and we're gonna wait 20 seconds for this. Even more than that. I was a little shootable here, and I couldn't reach it with my chain gun. Try SSG. Nope, spreads too much. Regular shotgun did it. Should probably do that actually with regular shotgun more often, because it spreads in a straight line. Yeah, this is a little secret fight. Sometimes I wish all the secret fights were this easy. And secret number 4 here, computer area map. And now for what I affectionately call the cool room, probably the thumbnail. Look at that geometry, it's so complex. These fake floors, ridiculous, even down to the ceiling. And the fight is also insane. I kind of work around these revs, and I also need to put some traces on those cacos unless I want to get stuck. But yeah, after I make it to this round, I go through the Manx, I slow it down just a little bit, and yeah, I ate like half of a rev death ball. I should have died there, but I got lucky, and I managed to work around those cybers too. This attempt was wild. I don't usually play it the way I did in this run, but yeah, usually I can just get a clean circle strafe. The cybers are quite forward, and this typically doesn't happen, but yeah. And then those megaspheres, they are right on top of the teleport destination for the cacos, because you know teleport destinations are things, so they're placed on exactly the same position there. That way, if you try to go for those megas too early when the cacos aren't all the way out, you're gonna have to really push your way in there. And at this point, it's just clean up. And I saw that infighting rocket turn my way back. Not letting him take me out at the end there. Taking control of the fight, so. And now at this point, there are 4 switches. Again, I would recommend pressing like the first one or the second one in the series while you're still cleaning up. And yeah, sure enough, I did. So we can go ahead and fast forward a little bit, because we're going to be pressing the sequence. All I got to do is press the sequence, get some megaspheres, and grab some ammo. Alright, so when you press all 4, you can press this, and we got a little cave fight here. A couple cybers get released, and you got to kill them quickly, because you also got a lot of archviles coming at you. So I just pump rockets down here, kind of weakens them, maybe kills like 1 or 2, or maybe more, depending on how good the rocketing is, how quickly I killed the cybers too. But then it's just your typical archvile horde, which I proceed to screw up somehow. This is all petty stuff. There's a lot of health between these fights, so you're not going to screw yourself if you get hurt too much. Now these cybers are very, very intelligent. One walked up to the wall. The other one put rockets in the path to go around him. And then when I started BFGing them, look at them. They just line up single file, so the tracers can't be very efficient on them. And then I have to SSG the last one. Oh, and I guess plasma, the last one. Those guys were 900 IQ cybers right there. Cells are all taken up there, David. Lots of little detailing here. Little windows in the walls there. Stuff on the floor. Much appreciated. I like this structure here. You like run in the middle of it and you get the rad suit. Taking the teleporter here. This is a familiar area if you remember this fight. With the up high archviles I complained about. Now for this fight, I don't mess around. There's a lot of cells. I'm going to pre-fire the hell out of this. Not let this cyber have a chance to do anything. I just spam him down. And this guy I can go ahead and two-shot. In his face. It's one of those good two-shots that like sent him all the way across the room too. Love those. Next up, we got a couple more secret fights. These ones are pretty evil. Next one is not too bad. Especially with practice, you can get really good at it. But the one after it, I gotta pay my respects when we get there. But we gotta just run through this little sequence again. So you take that teleporter, and you're gonna turn around, jump out here. So you can actually do this Mank fight a lot earlier, but the second secret fight in the series actually requires a bunch of keys. So that's why I just wait until now, and I can just knock out both of the fights at one time. Come in here. So now these are the Manks I talked about a long time ago. Remember at the white key, cyber hitting the ceiling up top. Yeah, this is the area. Yeah, you can technically kill some Manks if you really wanted to spend the rockets here, but the fight's not too tough. Just strafing out some of these cybers and clean them up. Took 3 damage. That actually went very well for once. Alright, and then these Archviles. I have a video on this. And there. This part is done, and you get a Mega Armor out of it that I didn't need. Now this is a weird trigger. You have to step here but not take that teleporter. Stepping there lowers this wall. You're going to jump out, and you got to have a bunch of keys for this part. So this is the part. The only part where red appears, and it's like my least favorite part. But it was kind of my fault. It was a skill issue. Died here like 4 times because cybers come in. Well, they're infighting with zombie men. These guys here. They're infighting with zombie men and revenants. You got an invis that you need to worry about. I did lose one because I grabbed an invis actually. But I think the best way to do it, and it was my first time trying this strategy, was I would just spam down the zombie men, just not even play around with it. Because the zombie men really are a big deal. They're infighting with the cybers, and they're blocking your path as you're trying to move. So they're a legit threat, and that's what we do. We spam BFG on them. So a lot of my deaths, what I was trying to do here was I was trying to like run around the zombie men a little bit, not waste any ammo on them, and then when the cybers come, I would just go all in and start BFGing them. But because of the limited movement that I had, because the room was packed, I would just end up getting stuck and rocketed. Especially if I got rev missiles involved too, they can push me around and mess up my movement. So that's why I just decided just spam. That's the only way to handle this fight. Actually, I tried to record this with live commentary, and I think in 3 of those deaths were with live commentary, so that really sucked. But 1668 is the magic number. And it's time for the finale. The last secret is in the exit, so don't worry about that. So remember, we pressed the switch a long time ago just so we don't have to wait for the sequence. So we can get in there and start the fight. Got low cells here, actually. I usually come in here with a good amount, but whatever. Now, balls of steel. Hit that switch, back up a little bit, and we're going to push our way through the pigs. Great pigs, too, I forgot to mention. And you got Spectres back here. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of area denial Archviles, and I want to just go for them first. They're the first order of business. Because there's going to be revs here later, and revs and Archviles like that are just very tough to deal with. So, next up is to try to go for these guys, and yeah, I just go all in for them, try to hit them. And those 2 Archviles, if you're really quick, you can maybe like deal with them quickly without having to deal with them like this. but this is what I do, and I stay around this middle ground for a lot of the fight, just clearing out cacos, because the whole thing about this fight is just you gotta watch your cell ammo, make sure you're grabbing more, make sure you're aware of your ammo count, what cells you have still left over, and if you can hang out in the center here, should be golden. So I just keep going back and forth here until I run out of supplies. So at this point there's like a few more stacks here in this middle area. Let's go ahead and spend it all. And it's going to get to a point now where I want to double back to the beginning of the fight. So still working our way around the cacos. There's a lot of cells left, and there's still a megasphere. So health's getting a little bit low. Go ahead and grab that last mega. That's the last megasphere for the fight, and we got to make it count. Well, actually, no, there's one more when we rush up top, actually. That one's very important, too. Yeah, I work these cacos for quite a while until it comes to my last few BFG shots. Yeah, there's a stack of like 600 over there that I just grabbed. So at this point, the way's pretty clear and I can push my way up. And what I do is I stay to the right and I kind of tap left as I cross over and reveal myself to these cybers. So hopefully I can avoid them. And that was really lucky. Well, I guess not lucky, but it was I've played enough Dimensions Map 3 that I weaved through those rockets there. And it just happened to work out. This point, it's just the last couple cybers, just cleaning them up, and yeah, the rest of this is just cleanup, not too difficult. This finale is in general not a fight that I tend to struggle with. The main showstopper in this map was just that invis fight, and that was my fault because I was being a little too passive with the whole thing. The cool room took a few attempts from me, typically just infighting rockets that I didn't see coming. Like when I'm trying to push through a lot of Hell Knights and Revs or something, I'll just have some random infighting rocket that I didn't feel like I could have seen coming. That's really unfortunate that I managed to catch those missiles. It's kind of a close call here because I was afraid of getting chipped down. There's no more armor, and if there, I think, well, I think that's wrong. I think there is a mega armor in the center of the fight somewhere, and there is a green armor, but there are just so many cackle courses around here. You're just not gonna find it. Oh, and the white key fight a long time ago, the one I was saying Cybers can shoot and kill the Manx from that secret fight. That place actually killed me a lot just because it's very tough. Gotta be really aware as you're playing in that area. This cleanup takes quite a while. I kind of wish there were more cells up here. Might make this a little less painful. But I also don't want to go downstairs because I don't want to go get those cells until I feel comfortable. So see, I took it slowly there. I was making sure that I'm not gonna like rush down and catch a bunch of like scratches in the face. Yeah, see, typically from what I remember, there's an armor at the start of the fight. Yeah, see, the mega armor is sitting right here. That would have been nice to have, I guess. And yeah, pretty sure there's a green armor around here. Not really green, but you know, can't find it though. Maybe I grabbed it. But at this point, yeah, there's only 2 more enemies left in the map. So gotta do this switch sequence. So this is how you end the map. You take that left teleporter first, you press that switch, and it lowers a wall that takes quite a while. So I'll show you that wall. It's over here. Right there, that one. The switch is inside. So, yeah, here I am. Takes forever. And oh, you want to see something funny? So let me show you where this Caco is. Maybe he's out of there by now, but he is all the way in here. And I promise you, I was at the right amount of enemies for this finale. So that means this guy teleported into the finale. And somehow, maybe he got pushed back by a cyber, Maybe he got pushed back by BFG tracers, but he made his way all the way back to this familiar area. And see, the final fight is over there behind those torches. So I'm just sitting here for like a whole 2 minutes waiting for this guy to come in. And that switch that I just pressed, by the way, it's actually pretty important. That opens up the secret exit. And I guess the only thing that's secret about the secret exit really is just that it has the last secret and it's a different location than the regular one. But yeah, I want to appreciate this light sequence in here. Very cool. In general, beautiful map, highly detailed. And yeah, this map used to look quite different actually, the first version of it. So you might remember the BFG video that I did. The cool room looks quite different, and that cyan color is a lot of what we used to see around here, and the blue was a little bit lighter. It's quite different. Some of these light blues around here, like those, that was what used to be cyan. But yeah, finally Kako comes in, and I can go ahead and take his teleporter out of here, go grab our final secret, and we're done. There it is, 31 minutes, Breathless. And got ourselves a little hub map here. Something I actually forgot to show in the demo. Yeah, so he also did some cool lighting, because why not? So let me go ahead and show something in map 2. So you can actually, on top of this lighting, and you can just run around out here, you can jump through that waterfall. You fall quite far, and yeah, it's just a little bit more to it. So anyway, that's that. That's Breathless. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you checked this WOD out. Very cool stuff by Nirvana. Very early stuff. I believe this is like his first work that his earliest work that I can find. But hope you enjoyed. Until next time, peace.